Oh, I hope you guys are hungry this afternoon. I hope you skipped lunch. If you have dinner plans, go ahead and cancel them. You are not going to be hungry in a few minutes. I have spent all afternoon prepping you a nice woke smoothie. Oh, it's got all the necessary ingredients too. I made sure to cover all the woke food groups. 8 grams of hypocrisy mixed with 6 grams of woke logic, topped off with 2 scoops of mythical racism. This woke smoothie I prepared for you guys, it is too thick to be consumed with a straw. But don't worry, have no fear. KC always thinks of a solution. I called up Shay Sharp. I asked if I could borrow his woke spoon. Sure thing, KC. Let me pull the spoon out of Sheldon's ass and it's all yours. No thanks, Shay. We're just going to use a regular spoon this time. You and Sheldon go ahead and continue your butt bongo session. Have any of you guys ever heard of Eli Mystal before? Mystal? Don't feel bad if you haven't. This guy's a grade A loser. This is another case where I could give a fuck less if I am mispronouncing the name of a shit fuck. From the little bit of research that I did on Elie Mystal, it became abundantly clear to me this guy does not deserve the respect of proper name pronunciation, not to be confused with proper pronouns. My sources tell me Elie Mystal goes by shit fuck pronouns. He's a proud graduate of Woke U. He majored in race baiting taught by Jamel Hill. He received his doctorate in hating the white man. Eli claims to be a lawyer, but I couldn't find any records of any cases that he tried in court. The only thing I could find that resembled anything close to investigative work was his investigation into the gender of Leah Thomas. Eli confirmed his belief that Leah Thomas is indeed a woman. The rest of us still know he's a fucking dude. He also claims to be a justice correspondent at The Nation, a woke media outlet that's just one step above Deadspin. Several months ago, this dude wrote an entire book explaining why the United States Constitution is trash. Let me get this straight. The document that set in motion the creation of the greatest country this world has ever seen is trash? I could not wait to hear the woke logic on this one, but I was pretty sure where he was going to go with it. Eli claimed the Constitution is trash because it was written by slave owners and they wrote the document with slavery in mind. Oh, I see. We run back to the same tired narrative that America is racist. It was built on racism. We want to go all the way back to 300 years ago, 300 years ago, to prove our invalid point. Back in 2019, Eli Mystal encouraged his lonely male followers to turn Thanksgiving with their families into a political war zone. When your uncle makes fun of egghead statisticians during the football game, you must confront him. He is not attacking the person, he's attacking math and science, which will later fuel his denial on climate change. What? Fuel his denial in climate change? Let me make sure I'm understanding this correctly. If I make fun of Mina Kimes for being a dumb fuck, I'm not attacking Mina Kimes. I'm actually denying the myth of global warming. Does that make any sense to you? Eli Mystal, he encouraged his lonely male followers to stand up to family members who haven't been born again. Preach them the good word, my brother. Confront them. Tear off their MAGA hats. Tell them how great cucumber penetration can be. Douse them in the woke holy water. Do it for the young children. Set an example. Show the kids they don't have to live a traditional lifestyle. Instead of tossing the football in the backyard this Thanksgiving, make sweet love to the shovel. As you can see, Elie Mystal is one stupid fuck. So what he said on MSNBC earlier this morning should come as no surprise. In addition to his journalistic duties at The Nation, Elie Mystal is also a contributor on MSNBC. He often appears with either Tiffany Cross or Joy Reid. Now, Tiffany Cross, she has reached grade A shitfuck status, while Joy Reid continues to be one of the most evil people in America. Joy Reid puts fear in the devil. Earlier today, though, he was on with Tiffany Cross, and they were talking about Herschel Walker. Members of Woke United Methodist, they cannot stand Herschel Walker. He pokes holes in their theory that America is systemically racist and holds back black men. Now, I want you to listen carefully to what Eli Mystal says about Herschel Walker. I want you to think about what would happen if a white man said this same thing about Elie Mystal. Roll the film.
Be a close election in Georgia because Walker has the backing of the Republicans. Now you ask, why are Republicans backing this man who's so clearly unintelligent, who so clearly doesn't have independent thoughts? But that's actually the reason. Walker's going to do what he's told. And that's what Republicans like. That's what Republicans want from their Negroes, to do what they're told. And Walker presents exactly as a person who lacks independent thoughts, lacks an independent agenda, lacks an independent ability to grasp policies. And
I know some of you guys watch me with your older kids, teenagers and older. Obviously, my channel's not conducive for younger children, but some of you in the past have told me that you watch the channel with your teenage kids. If your teenagers are watching with you right now, what I just showed them is an example of how you age when you spend decades attending Woke United Methodist and butt bongo festivals. When I first saw that clip, I immediately Googled the age of Elie Mystal. I was thinking, this guy's got to be in his 60s, 50s at minimum. If you told me he was 70 years old, I wouldn't argue with you. He's 44 years old, 7 years older than I am. Look at me and look at him. I don't want to be too rough on the guy's appearance, but this is what happens when you live a life of misery. But let's go ahead and get into the meat of the shit sandwich that he just presented. Eli claims that Herschel Walker will fall into compliance. He claims that he doesn't have independent thoughts. He basically insinuates that Herschel Walker is a dumbass, which couldn't be further from the truth. He also claims the Republican Party demands 100% compliance from their black members. If this is not an example of hypocrisy and projection at the same time, I don't know what is. What Eli just described is the woke fungus. I don't remember Donald Trump demanding 100% compliance to his beliefs. That is the woke fungus. When is the last time you heard deacons at Woke United Methodist encourage independent thinkers, independent thought? These people issue an edict, and they expect their parrots to repeat it verbatim. Have you guys ever seen the montages that Tucker Carlson will put together from time to time? What he'll do, he will compile the musings of shitfucks from MSNBC, CNN. Sometimes the montage will run a minute or two, sometimes 3 minutes, of these hideous-looking people, all saying the exact same thing. Little Red Riding Hood, Jen Psaki will say something, then it's repeated by Lucifer himself, Joy Reid, then it'll be repeated by Don Cucumber, repeated by Brian Stelter after his donut break, on and on it goes. There is no independent thought at Woke U. It is a cesspool of groupthink. Now, can you imagine what the reaction would be if a white man used that same term when describing Elie Mystal? It would be the headline of every major media outlet. It would be front page news at ESPN. Evil white man uses outdated term to describe innocent black man. Deadspin, CNN, The Guardian, New York Times, Washington Post, every major mainstream media outlet would run with the story. Now guess how many picked up this story? Fox News, Outkick, Real Clear Politics, the usual suspects when it comes to exposing the filth. Now, I want to show you the response from Herschel Walker because I found a couple of things interesting about this. Roll the film.
You know, a lot of people have been asking me to say something about the man on MSNBC that called me the N-word. Here's what I got to say about that. Shame on MSNBC and shame on him. I'm going to pray for both of them because they need Jesus. When I saw what he said, it reminded me of the differences between myself and my opponents, Senator Warnock, and the left-wing crazy that believe America is fundamentally a bad country full of racist people. They want to divide us, turn us against each other. We have our problems, but we can solve them together. You know, this is a good country, full of good people. With God's help, we're going to bring the people of Georgia back together.
I got to give him credit. He handled this with a lot more grace than I would. I guess that's why he's running for Congress and I'm here on YouTube. Herschel Walker takes a different approach than I do. He tries to kill the woke fungus with kindness. I just like to stomp it out. I don't think these people deserve respect. But when Herschel Walker said he would pray for Eli Mystal, thousands of virgins on Twitter immediately fell to their knees and prayed to the woke oak tree. They saw a black man say the word prayer. They thought he was talking about the tree. Now, obviously, Herschel Walker prays to the real God. But he said something. He said something that we have been saying on the channel for a long time. Shitfucks like Eli Mystal and other virgins in the woke media, they use race to keep us divided. Anytime a black man refuses to comply with their logic, they try to tarnish his reputation. He's not one of us. He's an Uncle Tom. He's a slave to the white man. While the real slaves are sitting in the pews of Woke United Methodist. These people are slaves to the ideology. Everything in their lives is infected by the fungus. They cannot stand men like Herschel Walker because he proves their narrative to be false. He is gonna be elected in Georgia, which is a double stinger in the ass of a woke shitfuck. For one, it's a black man winning an election in the Deep South, disproving the notion that the South is racist. And two, their beauty queen, Stacey Abrams, couldn't win in Georgia. Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams, another example of what a woke woman looks like. They should start their own beauty pageant. The contestants could be Rachel Levine, Leah Thomas, and Stacey Abrams. When Stacey Abrams smiles, I feel the need to grab my putter and put my golf ball through the hole. For 2 or 3 years, this broad has been running around the country pretending to be the governor of Georgia. Matter of fact, she claims that she's governor of Georgia because that's how she identifies. I identify as the governor of Georgia. You need to identify with a dentist. But that's enough for today. Let me know what you think. Elie Mystal tries to denigrate the reputation of Herschel Walker. Even after he completely disrespects him, Herschel Walker responds with grace and humility. Class act. Let me know what you think. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.